Hey fam, this is DeAnn Creates, a DIY ombre heart paper garland. Let's get into it. Here's what you'll need for this project.
What you'll need?
For this project, you'll need 5 different colors of cardstock paper, a stapler, scissors or a paper cutter, a pencil, and a ruler.
How to make it.
First, I'm going to explain how to do it if you're going to use a ruler. Place your ruler near the edge of the length of the paper and make little marks on the edge of the paper that are 1 inch apart starting from the tip of the paper. Then do the same thing on the other side of the paper. Now use your ruler and your pencil to draw lines that connect the marks on both the left side and the right side of your paper, going all the way down your paper until you have 10 lines. Use a pair of scissors to cut along the 10 lines that you just drew. Those 10 lines should turn your paper into 11 strips of paper. Now we're going to do the same thing with our yellow cardstock paper. We're going to make little marks on the right side of the paper that are 1 inch apart. Then we're going to do the same thing on the left side of the paper. And just as a side note, these papers in our ombre banner will go in a rainbow order, just like we learned in 3rd grade, Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So of course I don't have all of those colors. I'm going to put the 5 colors that I do have in rainbow order. So that order is going to be pink, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And again, we're using our ruler and our pencil to connect the 2 dots that we made on the left side and the right side of the paper. This time we're going to use our paper cutter to make our cuts. So turn your paper horizontally and line up the line that you drew with the line where the paper cutter will be making the cut. Then you're going to push the plastic arm all the way down and run the blade across the paper to make your cut. And you're going to do that all 10 times until you have 11 strips of paper. So we're going to do the same thing with the green cardstock paper, the blue, and the purple, but it can get real monotonous, so I'm not going to make you sit through all of that. We're just going to fast forward and you're going to have to use your imagination, okay? Now that we finished making all of our paper strips, let's start assembling the ombre heart paper chain garland. Grab 2 strips of the pink cardstock paper and line them up together vertically, holding them at the bottom. Then grab 2 of the yellow strips and place 1 on each side of the pink strip so that they're on the outside. Make sure they're all lined up. Staple the bottom of the 4 strips together. Bend the 2 yellow strips backwards and hold the ends together so that they make a small heart. Bend the pink strips backwards, but make the heart a little bit bigger around the yellow heart. From the bottom, you can pull at the end of the innermost heart, which is the yellow, to adjust the size and make it a little smaller if you need to. Staple the bottom to hold all 4 ends of the 2 hearts together. Cut the excess of the yellow heart so that it lines up perfectly with the pink one. Now grab 2 yellow strips and line them up with the bottom of the heart we just made. Then grab 2 green strips and line them up exactly with the yellow strips and the bottom of the pink heart. Grab your stapler and staple everything together. It will be a little more difficult this time because there are twice as many strips of paper this time. Bend the green strips back to make a small heart. Then bend the yellow strips back to make a bigger heart. Pull the end of the green heart to make it smaller if necessary and staple. Alright, let's make the next heart. Line the green strips up with the bottom of the last heart. Then line up 2 blue strips perfectly on the outside of those green strips. Staple everything together. Cut the ends of everything if necessary to make it all even. Bend the blue strips back to make a small heart. Bend the green strips back around the blue strips to make a larger heart. Pull the end of the blue heart to adjust it and make it smaller, and staple. Let's move on to make the 4th heart. Line the blue strips up with the bottom of the last heart. Then line 2 purple strips up evenly on the outside of those blue strips. Staple everything together. Bend your purple strips back to make a small heart. Then bend the blue strips back around the purple heart to make a larger heart. Pull the end of the purple heart to adjust it and make it smaller, and staple. Use your scissors to trim the excess. Okay friend, let's make the 5th heart. Grab your purple strips and line the bottom of them up with the bottom of the last heart. Grab the pink strips and line them up on the outside of the purple strips. Staple everything together. Bend the pink strips back to make a small heart. Then bend the purple strips back around the pink heart to make a larger heart. Staple everything together. Then cut the excess. And that's pretty much it. You can start the pattern over with pink and yellow strips and keep the party going as long as you want to. But of course, you're going to need more staples and more paper. If you make this craft, please tag me on social media, friend. I want to see. Don't forget to check out my website at DeAnnCreates.com and follow me on social media. I'm pretty much on everything at DeAnn Creates. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Design Space. You name it, I'm on it.
It's time for the big reveal.
And just like that, we made an ombre heart paper chain garland that'll look good in your home or classroom. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Until the next time, I hope you continue to add a little more creativity to the world and keep coming back because you never know what I'll create next. Later.